Of course. All right. Not doing that, I guess. Okay, sorry. It was waiting, just waiting. It's like they're starting the camera. Now we're gonna fall.
I was waiting for it. Audience is waiting for it.
Yeah, that'll be our outtake. We'll have an outtake. We'll just leave it wrong. All right, whatever. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Salam alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This is the Halal Highway.
I am Tamir, and this is Bro Saeed. We are navigating faith one detour at a time.
That is right. In case you guys haven't already picked up on it, we are converts to Islam, and we wanted to share our belief in the journey being a necessary component of anyone's lifelong travels. And so that's what this whole podcast is going to be about. It'll start with us. One of the very first stories you're going to hear is a deeper understanding of Tamir's journey. He's a relatively recent convert. Myself, I've been Muslim over 32 years. So we have kind of the before and after effect, if you will, on how things are going to roll. And we're going to try and have it be very conversational. We're going to encourage people to engage. You engage enough, as I had said in our teaser, we'll be happy to put you on the show, whether virtually or live. And we're looking forward to it. We want this to be a welcoming space. We have our certain biases in terms of the final destination, but we believe, as you will find out from both of us, that the journey itself is necessary, and all the stops, detours along the way are there, and we will talk about it mostly conversational. There will be some textual references here and there just to help ground our conversations in the book, in the revelation, as a way of bringing it back to the sources, which is something he and I have talked about many times, and I'm monopolizing all of the speech, so I'm going to let him get a word in edgewise.
In the end, while you are on a winding journey, and it usually leads you in places you never thought that you would be in. If you have your goal set in mind and you know what, you will always end up at the center point. Basically, all roads lead to Rome, right? That is the saying. It's true. It can be true. The problem is you don't want to permanently stray from the path, but the path should help strengthen yourself on the journey to have more emboldenment on what you believe. And without the journey, I can honestly say that I would not be as strong as I am today and so fervent in what I believe. I thoroughly believe this.
And I want to add something to what Tamir was just sharing. Not only is the journey necessary in arriving at the point, like in our case, our decision to eventually convert to Islam, but speaking as someone that's 32 years in and still going, the journey really never stops. It's a journey that's a lifelong journey. Just because you're in one particular space at this moment in time in your life, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way you're going to end up. We're all on that journey. Just because we are practicing Muslims now, it doesn't guarantee us the fact that we will stay that way. It doesn't guarantee us the fact that we will be successful all the time. I would argue we definitely will not be successful all of the time. And just speaking about textual references, there's one statement of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, where he says that all, I repeat, all of the children of Adam, men and women, throughout history of mankind, all of the children of Adam commit sins and make mistakes. Best of those who commit sins and make mistakes are the ones that are most frequent and constant turning back in repentance. So we're all going to slip up from time to time. That's not a question of if, it's really only a question of when. The real thing that we need to be concerned about is, what do we do then? What do we do when we stumble and fall, which will inevitably happen? It happened before for every single one of us. It might be happening now. You just saw, we'll see. The edited version, you won't get to see this, but you'll see some outtakes from how this thing proceeded as we were setting it up. Mistakes will happen in the moment, and mistakes are guaranteed to happen in the future. That's life. That's the human condition. And so it's just about, how do you stay the course when things get hard? And quoting something I was listening to earlier today on a podcast, what it really boils down to is just showing up each day. Not necessarily showing up in a perfect state, but just showing up. doing whatever your best is in that moment on that day, and just carrying it on, learning from the experience with the successes, the failures, and letting that inform the following day.
Yes, to err is to be human, and we are all human. And I can easily say that this is not a thing in just Islam alone. In every faith, you always come across stumbling blocks, always. And it doesn't matter the mistake that you make if you can make it better, if you can make it right, if you can get yourself back on the pathway that you're going on. And it's just the human condition. Can't escape it. Nobody is perfect.
Right.
But we must strive to always better ourselves so that way we can continue on each day. A mistake is fine. Daily mistakes of the same mistake being repeated are
Right.
not fine. And that is, I think, a difference that needs to be kind of seen and talked about and learned from for sure.
Absolutely. I want to close with just one point, just so that we understand. Sometimes when you think in new converts in particular, speaking for myself,
Mhm.
and hopefully Tamir's journey was long enough that hopefully he's over that growing phase. We'll see. Oftentimes we think that it has to be grand gestures, big moments, big experiences that are necessary, especially at the beginning of a new path. One of the statements of the prophet, I'm going to be the guy you probably hear most of the textual references from, is that the most beloved deed to God, to Allah, the ones that are the most consistent, even if they're small or even if they're few. So consistency is the key. It's not about the grand gestures. It's about, like I was saying a moment ago, showing up day after day, putting in whatever you've got that day, and knowing that that's enough for that day.
I like it. I like it a lot.
So, with that being said, this is Brother Saeed.
I am Tamir.
We'll see you the next time.
We're on this journey together as long as it goes.
Peace out.
Hopefully the AI's got us.